I just made a trade there and brought it down to zero risk and made 12,050 cents. Would have made a lot more if I let my risk where it was. I didn't, and this is not a good spot. So let's just chill. Anything that's a long.
Anyone who watches CNBC, we're all about tackling this incredibly difficult thing, which is understanding markets, understanding the economy.
It's hard to say. Is that going to continue down? I don't know.
Working at CNBC is a blast.
It's looking like it.
This is an amazing way to view.
I should have shorted there. Look at that. We're at a level though. Don't even touch it there. That is a guessing game. Move this chart over a little bit. Gotta get this right and make some money. Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, and look at that. Ridiculous. What the hell just happened there? Whew. What is that? 10 o'clock? Yeah, some report just came out. Which report was that? Thursday, 10 o'clock, ISM manufacturing and construction spending. See, I'd like to put an order in, but it's just going to grab your stop every time. This is methodical. This is wild.
In part, better earnings news, especially from Meta. Information technology leads the S&P right now. Microsoft up 9%. That'll do it as well. So good tech earnings helping revive this market. Communication services, best performing group. Energy, utilities, consumer discretionary, all higher as well. Healthcare and consumer staples are underperforming right now. As for treasuries, we are getting ISM manufacturing in just a moment here, but we are seeing some buying continue, especially at the short end of the curve. 10-year buying as well, with the 10-year note yield just below 4.2.
So
We're 30
easy to
minutes
get
here into the trading
popped.
session. Here's some movers we are watching. I mentioned Microsoft and Meta, big rallies on the back of their latest results. We're going to have much more on the street's reaction and where these stocks go from here. Shares of Eli Lilly dropping. Sales jumped 45% from a year ago thanks to demand for its weight loss drugs and diabetes drugs, but the pharma giant did cut its full-year
Look how that candle's forming. 8 seconds to go. It's going to be doji-like.
McDonald's shares under pressure. The fast food giant reporting its biggest U.S. same-store sales decline since 2020, pandemic times.
It's a doge.
And the reasons for it coming up.
Even more econ data crossing the tape.
You're only down $107. Not the end of the world. You only made $800 since you started this 7 days ago.
47.9 comes in better, 48.7, but do remember this is the second consecutive read now under 50, although January and February were above 50, so losing a little manufacturing expansion momentum with regard to 50, of course, being that line between expansion and contraction. Prices paid, here's the number we want to go down, but it's been awfully stubborn to the upside, expecting a number over 70. So the good news, it's under 70, 69.8. The issue is that 69.8 is still basically some of the highest levels that we've seen going all the way back to the summer of 22 when you get beyond our previous read, which was 69.4. So you've had back-to-back readings that basically are comp in the mid-22. That isn't necessarily good news, and it does underscore the upswing in all the inflation metrics. The issue here is maybe these
Just can't afford a loss.
Harder data points. Now let's have new orders.
Just can't.
47.2, better than expected. That would be the third best reading of the year. And if we look at it, we'll come to January and finally.
Look at that.
What a week for employment.
Look at that travel within that candle.
The big jobs report tomorrow from Bureau of Labor Statistics, and we end up with 46.5. 46.5. It is below 50, and that would be the lightest read. Well, just from last month which was 44.7. We also had construction spending, always 2 months in arrears. This is a March number, but it's down half of 1%, which means it's now exactly the same as January, where we started the year down half of 1%. To find a lower number, you have to go to September of 24. Interest rates are moving up a little bit after moving down on what was a perception of a weaker labor market and some of those claims numbers this morning. Sarah, back to you.
I think the headline is manufacturing holds up a little better than expected, even though we're still contracting with the overall. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, but it's still under 50, unfortunately.
True. Yep. Rick Santelli, thank you. Also, the prices paid, as Rick reported, not as high as perhaps expected. We watched that as an inflation gauge.
Update
Rick
ready.
also
What
mentioned the
update is
data
ready?
earlier on jobs. Very important because that's what the Fed is watching to see really when it will cut, as long as inflation behaves itself. If there's any concern in jobs numbers, we'll get the big government report tomorrow on jobs, but we did get jobless claims, guys, and they were elevated. It's worth talking
I'm gonna
about. There
stop
could be
way
some
up.
funky factors here, and one
Okay, you're only
piece
off
is
20
not
bucks in the day. That was a
you know,
lucky
when you
little
see
one.
a number rise like this, it's worth paying attention to. They rose to 241,000 from 223,000
If you'd held,
Americans
you'd
filing for jobless
been
claims
in
last week,
great
and it
shape.
was well above the estimate. It was above most of economists' estimates for the number. Now, one caveat is that claims rose sharply in New York, 15 by about 15,500. In New York City, some school workers are able to apply for benefits during winter and spring breaks, and this did coincide with the spring break.
Doesn't look like that's going to come to me. I
Yeah,
don't
I
own
mean
it. No.
that could it could be a little more stress in the system.
Now I
They
don't
are
want
more
it if it
likely
comes
to
down
apply,
that far.
right? So it's just worth watching, because if these
Still
numbers
it.
do start to remain elevated or go up, then that's what the Fed's going to pay attention to. But it was also
Too bad I
related
didn't move
with
my
the
stop
Eastern
just a little
Passover,
in that case,
the
because then it
breaks.
would have been a
But we did
winner.
see
So
some higher claims
that's
out
really
in
the lesson.
Maryland and DC area.
Take those little
Consumer
ones,
claims also, which is a good
because
proxy
when it
for
does run
the
like
number
this
of
one
people
did,
that are
I'll
continuing
review
to
it later.
receive
But
jobless
I
benefits
think that was a
rising.
good
That's been
opportunity.
elevated. It also rose to 1.92 million in the week, and that was the highest since 2021. So that's worth watching as well. I always, also what comes out is the Challenger Grand Crispus numbers. So it's a private survey of employment there, where they also look at job cuts. And we did see a drop in that number, which was good because it was really elevated last time because of the Doge government job cuts. But I noted the commentary from that release, because they did say, well, the government cuts
See
are
if
front
we
and
get a
center.
buy
We saw
there.
job cuts across sectors last month.
Unlikely, but
Generally, companies are citing the
okay, got it.
economy and new technology. Employers are slow to hire and limiting hiring plans as they wait and see what will happen with trade, supply chain, and
No,
consumer
no, no, no,
spending.
no,
So
no,
we're not
no.
talking about major
Move it up.
drop-offs, but this kind of commentary, which
Wow, you
not
just lost a
surprising
lot of
given the
money.
environment we're in, is worth watching. And certainly the Fed will be watching
137.50.
it, and we'll see what they say about it next week.
Yeah, new technology. Does that mean AI?
Should have bought on that.
It means AI.
Again,
Can't
very
that
early
transfer
stages.
there.
Do we get any sense as to what and how many people AI
Gotta
is
get
going to
one of these
replace?
to hit.
But if you're in this
Initially,
period where like cost optimization is something you can control, where you can control
Probably
your own
short
costs, and you
now.
have a solution via
no doubt.
technology
I think
now.
this is, in fact, right. The current environment, the uncertainty, the tariffs, whatever they may end up being, it's going to push companies to look for efficiencies. Now we know they would anyway, but perhaps they move even more quickly towards trying to grab a hold of some of the tools that are going to be more and more available
Yep,
from
it
the
was a
likes
short.
of Microsoft, for example, of course.
Yeah.
I mentioned the stock of which is still at 9, is up 9% this morning.
You're
Because of
down
moving
more
into
than ever
efficiencies
now.
and helping grow their margins,
It's
and
interesting.
without
Yeah.
hiring any new people.
And maybe why the AI spending may buck the sort of cyclical trend that enterprise spending goes through when things slow down, which is companies pull back. As for what they're saying about the environment out there, I mean, Hershey. Let's do Hershey.
Oh, I
Good news
don't
or
own
bad
it.
news?
I
Good
thought I
news.
did.
Cocoa supply is back on the
Shit.
upswing. Bad news, we get that from abroad.
No, I just
Hershey has to
missed it.
import that, so it's going to
Just
cost.
missed it.
But as far as the consumer, they say broader snacking came under pressure in the first quarter due to softening consumer sentiment, weaker trips across channels, and continued value-seeking behavior. They did
All right.
reiterate their guidance, but
F
say
it.
that
You missed
the
it.
tariffs will
You missed
cost
it.
up to $20 million.
That's too
As
bad.
for McDonald's, I think that's a big tell, because they did blame the macroeconomic environment, not dissimilar from Chipotle and Starbucks, but here's what McDonald's is saying on that same-store sales slump, the worst it's seen in years. Actual industry traffic fell more than we anticipated in several of our large markets, including including the U.S. Traffic from the low-income cohort was down nearly double
Give me
digits
some
versus
room
the
here.
prior year. Unlike a few months ago, QSR, so that's restaurant traffic from middle-income consumers, fell nearly as much as a clear indication that the economic pressure on
Make
traffic
it a
was
minimum.
imminent. However,
You get
traffic
taken
growth
out, you get
behind
taken
peak
out.
remained
You're hoping for the big
solid,
hit.
illustrating the divided U.S.
You're hoping for
economy,
the big one.
where low and middle-income
There
consumers
it
in
goes.
particular are being weighed down by the cumulative impact of inflation and anxiety about the economic outlook. Included that one just because it was a good breakdown, where they said the new factor was the middle income.
Just want to get even on the day.
Stretched for the last few quarters.
Go, go, go,
Now
go,
they're seeing
go.
traffic declines in
Go, go, go.
consumers.
Meantime, let's get to Steve Kovac at Apple headquarters with the
And
news
you're back to
report.
minus 20. 16 trades.
Regarding that epic gains case that came out last night,
So what did you make on that one?
the appealing this decision from a judge
137.50.
forced them to open up the App Store to alternative payment methods. They're telling us, quote, we
Okay,
strongly
20 bucks
disagree
is
with the
livable.
decision. We will comply with the court's order and we will appeal. Now, just as a little background here, last night the judge completely blasted Apple, accusing one of its executives of lying under oath, accusing the company of withholding information and evidence as this trial was going on, as they were seeking to, as the court was seeking to get Apple to comply with its previous order from years ago. This all stems back from that Epic Games lawsuit that happened back in 2020, 2021. That Apple won
Take a
most
short
of the
right
case
there.
except on this part about in-app payments. We see Apple shares down here about 1%, but look, at risk here, guys, if Apple does
Didn't
ultimately
work,
have to
didn't get it.
comply in full with
Flatten it.
this appeal, billions of dollars at risk for Apple here in the App Store in the United States. So we're seeing Apple still stand firm, saying they disagree with this decision, but at the same time, the judge sounded quite angry in her ruling last night about accusing Apple of lying and even saying that they could be referred for potential criminal charges for withholding this information and potentially lying under oath. Guys, I'll send it back over to you. Okay, Steve,
So you can't go market because market will purchase well outside of where you actually think it is.
Apple's market value has now fallen below that of Microsoft, given that little more than 1% decline. Of course, Microsoft shares are up sharply. It is now the largest market value out there at this point. Microsoft and Meta, of course, are also giving a boost to the broader
Go
market.
short there.
Numbers. Meta sees its biggest EPS gain in 4 years.
Get this out of the way for a second.
It's well positioned to navigate its macro uncertainty. Microsoft raised its forecast despite many firms that pulled in guidance, of course, in light of broader volatility.
Stay right there. You're in the money.
Missed the last 3
Stay right
quarters.
there.
Joining us now, Jefferies analyst Brett Thill raises his price target on both names, reiterates both as well. Microsoft actually a top pick. Brett, let's start with Microsoft, of course. Overall, a hard. I don't know. Anything give you any pause at all in this quarter?
Right, you're at $55. Cover your commissions.
As good as you would hope for, or better?
Good morning, David. I think it was a lot better than anyone would have thought. The
Okay, we're
enterprise
going
demand's
sideways.
holding up.
No
The
need to
margins are
play.
holding up. They've said that they can monetize AI stronger than they did even in the cloud world. So
It's too bad that didn't make its
they're
run
showing no
south.
signs of backing
What'd you
off
make
the
on that
CapEx.
trade?
There was huge fear.
I don't know,
A lot of data points that
$75.
they were pulling back in data centers. That is not the case when you talk to them
Don't
internally,
burp
that
and
they're
scream.
optimizing their inventory rather than pulling back. So I think you got a great print both top and bottom line. I think the big surprise is that they're seeing enterprise strength even in April. And so no one really cared about what happened in the quarter. They care more about the forecast and are they seeing any of these tariff impacts to the numbers? They were very clear there is no impact in the enterprise yet. And I think everyone is skeptical, including myself, that if McDonald's and United and Delta and all these companies are basically pulling back and saying we're seeing lower demand, how would you see IT demand as strong in the back half of the year? So I do think there's a delayed reaction in software. The good news is we're not seeing it. SAP, ServiceNow, Microsoft, even Meta on their CapEx raise.
Looking for a short right there.
Really not
Whoops.
seeing big
Missed it.
signs.
Yep.
Yeah, and the
Missed it.
guidance from Meta as well. I mean, again, perhaps defying some other expectations of a slowdown that might result again in companies cutting back on their advertising. I mean, their guidance, Brent didn't seem to indicate that at all.
Damn mouse is catching up on me.
No pullback. I mean, it was a
Okay, you're
tale
in
of
it?
two cities between Snap and what Meta said. And I think Meta comes
Ah,
back to
yes,
they
son
have
of
the
a
best
bitch.
ROI for advertisers. They have the strongest community of users, and they have so many different touch points in their platform. They're not one product; they're multiple products. So So Meta, again, I think another shocker when you advertise this, the first thing you see that goes. And the only indication of weakness in the advertising landscape is China, which makes sense that they wouldn't be advertising strongly on the platform.
What happened?
So that was really the only issue.
Did I
Again,
even have
they
a trade?
lowered expense by $1 billion, but raised
What?
capex by $5 billion.
Oh, it got hit
And I think
before
it
I
goes back
moved.
to the big question is,
Jeez.
why are all these tech companies spending like the railroad companies building these tracks? When are we going to see a return?
That I don't
And
understand,
I
to
think
be
everyone
quite
these companies
honest.
are saying is, we're seeing the return, we have pricing power, we have good margins, and we're not. There's no fear factor that Wall Street is making that's showing up any of the numbers yet. So, again, very solid across both
Try it
sides.
one more time now.
It's
Get
again
up
somewhat of a
there.
shocker relative to what the expectations were, and again, good to see good numbers.
Are they spending more to compete with the Chinese e-commerce, which we're just hearing more about, and the Chinese AI companies like a DeepSeek? And should that be a source of investor angst and an overhang?
For Meta, we've said if you believe in DeepSeek and you believe in open source, so there's two models, right? We've seen, the rise of closed source with Microsoft and an open source company like Red Hat that was purchased by IBM. Same thing's happening
Oh,
in
my fingers
AI.
are going
The closed
crazy.
source models like
So my
OpenAI
emotions
and
are
then you have
off
open
the
source models
charts.
like Llama and DeepSeek. And what I've said is if you believe in DeepSeek and you believe in that open source push, you've got to believe in Meta and you have to believe in Llama. Llama is doing extremely well. I think U.S. companies will trust Llama more than they do DeepSeek right now. We've heard this even from the CEO of Databricks, who presented with Zuckerberg on stage at the Meta Llama conference, that they're seeing massive adoption.
What's going on with you?
Together.
Jeez. Oh, you got to click it when it gets there.
Coexist and work together in a better way. So we do
Okay, your
believe
loss is
that there's a
huge
free
now.
call option in Meta stock around Llama and the emergence of this product. And they haven't figured out how to monetize it in a broader way, but it will help advertisers get better targeting
About to add to a
and help
loser.
users find the information they need faster.
Yeah, what was interesting as well in terms of WhatsApp and their plans there for new revenue growth, particularly in the U.S. But let me end on Microsoft, if I can, with you, Brent. OpenAI continues to be important, I think, to the company, and yet it seems clear that they are in a sort of a separation process to some extent. How do you view that?
I think the way I look at this is having a kid go to college in the last couple of years, and many understand this reference, is that they don't need each other as much, but they still need each other. And Microsoft has right of first refusal. There's going to be situations where Microsoft walks away and says, "Look, I don't want to do this." And, OpenAI, you take this capacity to CoreWeave, or you take it to Oracle, or you take it to someone else.
Go on, go
And I
on.
think this is
Get
causing
down.
investors to think
Please.
that things are terrible. And I think ultimately what's happening is there's certain things OpenAI needs to do on their own, and there's certain things Microsoft needs to do on their own.
Stop
And
with your
Microsoft can't keep
fingers.
up, OpenAI can't keep up, and they need the ecosystem of partners to make this work. And I think you've seen this even in the CoreWeave numbers, right, where OpenAI handed CoreWeave a $12 billion check in the
No.
last couple of months, and everyone said, "What happened to Microsoft?" And I think again it goes back to Microsoft still right
There's
of
some
first
apathy
refusal.
going on
They're
here.
strong partners, and they want the best for each other, but they also have to let each other go their own way and run their own enterprises the way they think they should run it.
There you go. It's like you got to let those kids go do their own thing, when they move out. Hopefully
Sad.
they don't forget about you entirely. It is sad. It is. Brent, thank you. Brent,
Thank you.
Not there yet.
No, you won't be for a long time.
Still wiping tushies. As we head to break, here's our roadmap for the rest of the hour. Boardroom drama at Tesla, with reports that it began the process to replace CEO Elon Musk. We've got the latest.
Plus, GM shares are higher despite the company cutting its outlook due to tariffs. What is this?
Come on.
McDonald's, with its biggest U.S. sales drop in about 5 years, will talk to one top analyst about the name and what the results might be signaling about the consumer. We come right back.
Nuveen invests with the foresight and vision to anticipate the needs of future
Okay, I'm living in hope. I had apathy working.
portfolios that deliver lasting legacies, to innovate and adapt for what's just around the corner. Because after 125 years of yesterdays, Nuveen knows your ultimate stakeholder is tomorrow. Nuveen, invest like the future is watching.
As prospectors, we know ourselves a boom, and booming Wi-Fi deserves a booming phone from Xfinity Mobile.
Get Xfinity Mobile on us for a year. Right now, claim an unlimited 5G mobile line included with your Xfinity internet. Switch today.
Summer has begun. Nice. Time to go full send and off the deep end.
Did you say I'm being two-faced?
It was slammed shut.
This is Crazy Town, USA, and the population is everyone that lives in this house.
Join the party. Summer House is all new Wednesdays at 9 on Bravo and streaming on Peacock.
I grew up a news junkie. It's really the only thing I ever wanted to do. I like holding people to account. You can't just show up and say, I like XYZ stock, because I'm going to ask you why. And then if you say you sold it, I'm going to say, well, why'd you sell? Get away from talking your book and tell me the real story. Ambition is a fuel and a fire. They call me the judge for a reason. I'm supposed to make people squirm, as long as I get the goods at the end of the day. Talking about people's money, I feel the weight of that, the responsibility, and I love it.
Don't go past there. Don't. Good. Come on down. This is fucking unnerving.
Shares in Robinhood down about 4% this morning. Profit at the retail trading platform more than doubled in Q1 thanks to a surge in crypto trading. Kate really just talked with the CEO of Latena and joins us with some highlights. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Carl, good morning. Yeah, so it was cryptocurrency and options trading really driving what was a record quarter for Robinhood. Crypto alone made up roughly 43% of total transaction-based revenue. That doubled from a year ago. Equities only about 9%, but still a multi-year high. The breakdown partially a reflection of pricing versus total volume. CEO of Latena just telling me last hour that crypto is now becoming a bigger part of management portfolios, and that more sophisticated traders are drawn in by the fact that these assets trade 24 hours.
See over here flat, and if it jumps way down, that's where you go. This sure looks like it's going to climb.
But in terms of what drives the revenue, active traders trading, options.
This is absolutely agonizing.
Increasingly now futures trading.
He also told me all of this trading momentum has continued in April amid all the volatility, especially the futures, where the April numbers topped all of Q1. Same with options. Also says there's strong dip buying among that retail crowd. Stocks up sharply. Actually, it turned around this morning. It was up sharply, guys, but lower. But you can check out that full interview on CNBC.com. Back to you.
All right.
Okay, we passed this level. This is where you would get in long, right?
Denies reports in the Wall Street Journal that at least was moving down, or the board was moving towards the consideration of a replacement for Elon Musk. Phil LeBeau has more on that. Maybe we'll also get to GM as well. Phil.
I could lose $1,000 on this.
Let's start first off with Tesla.
I'm below my starting number.
The Wall Street Journal has a lot of people talking. The report essentially says that, according to people that the journal talked with, there were some directors on the Tesla board who reached out to executive search firms and considered the process, or
God, if it just popped into here.
replacing Elon Musk. Now, it never advanced beyond that, according to the report in the Wall Street Journal. As you take a look at shares of Tesla, keep in mind that it wasn't long after this report came out that we heard from Chairman Robin Denholm. She said that's not true. They deny the Musk the report that they were.
You have lost $1,000 on the day. You poor stupid fuck. You're out. You lost $1,357 today. You're down to $4,500. And you were at 20 bucks at one point. No, you're actually plus 55. You didn't have the common sense to stop. Oh, what are we going to do? I was at 7,000 yesterday briefly. So dropped 2,500 in one day, 2 days.
When we look at the auto industry, it's been decades of not having
How do you
built around the world. So we're working with a footprint that's been in position for
how do you figure it?
20, 30 years. But we are making a commitment that we
Well,
are going to bring more production back to this country.
you can't keep trying today. You can't. And it would be beyond suicide. Minus 13.50.